RTD Live Talk, Detroit's #1 late night YouTube talk show. We are live for a Thursday night live stream. Excited to be back, and got a lot of things I want to touch on, and also open up the mic as well as the video chat, and connect with you guys and find out what else is on your mind and what else is worthy of talking about in regards to everything we're experiencing and being transitioned into this artificial new norm that they want us to be conditioned to accept. So with that being the case, welcome to this live stream. My name is Mike, the host of RT Live Talk. Excited to be back for another live stream. Let's check in via chat real quick. Any new viewers, let me know where you're watching from via the chat here, and I'll definitely acknowledge your presence. Then I'm going to jump into a few articles, just came over the surface, share my 2 cents. And so all the articles I want to share are mainstream sources. And of course, you take what we're presented on the surface, and you got to dive deeper into it and come up with what they're really trying to cover up inside those articles. So we're going to do that tonight. And so let me get into this chat real quick. Welcome a couple people that's tuning in. We got, all right, let me start at the top. We got Victoria. Okay. Francos. Okay. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. Forgive me. We got Solo, we got Jay, okay, we got Lamart, we got Barlight Broker, a lot of thoughts being shared already. King D, okay, let me see here, keep thumbing down, low blood pressure, Gospel Outside Ministries, okay, Debt and Regret, Mama Bears, Android Phone, King D, Mike, you are choppy, audio is choppy, okay, let me check that and see if that's something on my end. And so should be good. I don't appear to have any issues on the back end. So let me know if everything is good. Live stream, poor quality. So outside of the typical internet issues, nothing I can do about it. Everything looks good on my side. So I'm going to try to do the best I can, and we'll make something work tonight. All right. So let me get, it says all good here on the stream. Okay. So some people might be choppy. I will say just refresh if you don't mind, and we'll try to do the best we can. And so other than that, I'm going to just keep going. And if it's an issue with the internet or something like that, feel free to just probably catch the replay or something like that. All right. So welcome to the live stream, people. I'm excited to be back. A lot of things worth talking about. And so what I wanted to do was kind of shift or put more control in your guys' hands as to some of the topics you want to touch on. And so I figured that I put up a little thing in the community page with some possible topics for tonight. And so it looks like a lot of people probably got the message late or didn't get a chance to check it in time. So I didn't get a chance to grab many of the topics, but outside of the eviction ban, we're going to touch on that. And so that's something that seems to be on a couple people's minds. And so I want to actually show you guys what I'm referring to here, and then we'll get into a couple articles. And then as always, feel free once I open up the phone lines to let me know what's on your mind. And so here's a little post I put up. It was about 4 or 5 hours ago, basically just saying, hey guys, what you guys want to talk about? And so, got a couple thoughts here that I wanted to touch on. And so Jay Ward, King D, Donald says Ohio Department of Health teaming up with FEMA to usher in introduction of the FEMA camp. So Donald, I appreciate you for sharing that last night. I did retweet that. And so that's something we can touch on as well. So talk about how President and Congress downplay the virus so that they could run off with $7 trillion. Yeah. So a lot of good thoughts here, and we're going to touch on that. So feel free, if you're watching now, to bring that back up in the midst of the conversation, and we can definitely touch on that. And so that Ohio Department of Health teaming up with FEMA. And so that's an interesting subject matter as well. So we're going to touch on that. So I want to put the topics in your control, and give you guys a chance to elaborate more as to what you guys want to talk about. So one thing that caught my attention amongst many, and so there's too many things for me to cover at once. So I'm going to try to just skim over the surface, share my 2 cents on it, and go from there. So also, tomorrow is 9/11. And so from prior live stream, we were talking about how typically around 9/11, expect some type of, event or occurrence, i.e. what happened last year was the whole repo situation. Right around this time frame, something imploded in the repo market amongst the commercial banks and their lending practices, primarily due to the whole LIBOR the dissolving of the LIBOR mechanism, which pretty much triggered that, lack of confidence and trust amongst banks, so they stopped lending to each other, i.e. Federal Reserve came in with quantitative easing early, but yet once again, Jerome Powell will not mention that. He makes it seem like everything was doing fine up until March, but we all know the truth. So 9/11 is tomorrow. What do you guys anticipate? Anybody hearing about any rumors of stuff that's already happening on the other side of the planet that's going to be revealed when we wake up tomorrow type of thing? Feel free to let me know in the chat. It says too choppy. I catch you guys later. Okay, so yeah, sorry for the choppiness. Once one of them things where perhaps YouTube is messing with me or what, nobody knows, but we're going to keep rolling. All right, so one thing that caught my attention that I want to touch on briefly, because I remember back in, I think, was it April? Yeah, April, May for sure. I forgot which videos they were, but I was saying the PPP program, Paycheck Protection Program, it was rolled out so quick, it was no way that it would have actually been something that would have been a viable, it's not even a solution, but a viable option for businesses to actually utilize, because it was filtered through the banks and there was no way of holding people accountable to what they were actually borrowing or being lent, the funds they were being borrowed, which unfortunately looks like because of some of the pressure by the media in particular to put pressure on having more clarification and transparency as to where those funds are going. JP Morgan, amongst all the other too big to fail banks that issue those loans, are now apparently doing some investigating. But it's unfortunate that here, this story is what we're being given, as an NFL player was arrested because of the PP loan situation. And think about this, all the white collar crimes that's going to take place along with this, all those people who are friends of, politicians and friends of whoever else higher up in the banking realm, those people's businesses will not be put on blast like this. And more than likely, they will not be investigated. And so it's unfortunate that we have an NFL player. It looks like it was a ring of athletes and a lot of people in the entertainment realm that, had these small businesses, i.e. businesses on paper, but not much backing it up, taking out these loans. And, the saddest part, if you're going, I ain't gonna say that, but I was gonna say, if you're going to do something to this magnitude, don't go out buying Gucci and shopping and come on now, be smarter than that. Make the time worth your time. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so the NFL player Josh Bellamy was arrested Thursday on charges that he fraudulently obtained a loan from the Paycheck Protection Program. He's accused of being a part of a scheme to obtain $24 million from PPP, program established by Congress in March. Authorities said the New York Jets receiver obtained $1.2 million in forgivable loans to his company, Drip Entertainment LLC. Okay, whatever that business is. I'm assuming hopefully it's music, but whatever. According to prosecutors, he used $104,000 of the loan on luxury goods at retailers such as Dior and Gucci, and $62,000 at Seminole Hard Rock Cafe in Florida, Hard Rock Hotel in Florida. And so think about this. This guy took out a loan, spent those funds on things that just basically having a good time. And of course, that good time, if everything pans out to be truthful in nature, hopefully that time was worth his time, because he about to do some time, unfortunately. But we won't hear about those people in suit and ties up on the 50th floor that also got these same type of loans that they didn't put it in Gucci and Dior. They probably put it in the stock market and flipped that real quick. But we won't be hearing about them. So, but it is what it is. So it's unfortunate, but these are the type of stories we're going to hear about. We're going to hear about people that they choose to highlight as participating in these types of frauds, but we won't hear about those white collar crimes that are being done on a higher level. So anyway, so that's what it is, man. I thought I would share that article there. And then so one thing I have not really touched on much of, and I'm curious to get what's going on. So any of my people out there in California, let me know what's happening out in California, because other than just what the mainstream media is telling us, this article here, it said the California wildfires could spark a financial crisis. And so the California wildfires will add to the current financial crisis we're in. And so this article here is interesting because it goes through all the issues that will definitely impact the economy outside of all the issues that are already plaguing that state and that region. And so I want to hear from our people out in California area, those who might be close to, or for what I'm hearing, looks like the whole West Coast is up in some type of fog or smoke, or, yellow skies, orange skies, green skies. What's going on out there, people? I would love to know what's going on, because I have my opinion as to how all this is coming about beyond the fires. And so I've mentioned in the past how I think it was the electrical issue with, I think it was PG&E, was it last year or 2 years ago, that I was talking about how electrical company, was so-called to blame, but they were saying it was something else. But then there's some type of accelerant, some type of man-made issue out there that set blaze on a lot of those houses because of the way the things were torched. It was like it wasn't your typical fire. And so a lot of that is a deliberate destruction of property to clear out Californians and to basically take that land and make it government, or, to put on, if I were to put on my conspiratorial, hat, I would say, one of the goals is probably to empty out the West Coast or California and probably allocate that land towards China, in the next go around as a payback for all that they've allowed the U.S. to do as far as having a reserve currency. So it is what it is. But all right, so interesting story here. But here's some of the issues that are going to be a primary topic here. It says, let me go to just a quick part here. It says West are among sparks, and they want to blame climate change. That's what really started to get under my skin. So now you can read into this further. They're trying to blame this on climate change. And so once again, it's election year. The Democrats are unveiling their revamped version of a Green New Deal. And so these fires play right into it. So everything we're experiencing on the West Coast from the top to the bottom is not by accident, clearly, because, the Democrats are not in position to now just start talking about climate change all of a sudden as if it's like something new. No, it was time to bring it back to the forefront. What better way to do that other than to make sure people are aware of it and able to actually believe it? Because if you see orange smoke and orange skies and whatever. But anyway, so climate change, blaming on climate change lets me know the agenda. But it said it could ignite a financial crisis by damaging home values, state tourism, local government budgets, and advisory panel to U.S. whatever. So some of the issues here: lowering the home values, insurers retreat from coverage. So there's going to be a lot of issue with people probably having some premiums going up on their home insurance. So expect people being, not only are people being priced out of not being able to afford housing for most part, homelessness crisis in that region, but also when you have people who can't afford, and when it comes time to insuring your property, you're going to be quoted something that will be a little bit outrageous. What are you going to do? You're going to bail. It says local governments. We already know the CalPERS, all the pension system is bringing the state down, as well as just, all the over indebtedness. So you got all those issues there that plays in very well to what's happening in California. So let me see. So let me stop ranting real quick and find out from any of my people in California that want to chime in. Let me know. Feel free to do so. Serena says he knew PPP was rich. He is NFL is rich. It's fine. Yeah. So I'm assuming you're referring to the gentleman that apparently was arrested and charged. So I think he's more so the mainstream media scapegoat for them to highlight that that there are authorities looking into this whole PPP fraud situation. He just happened to be a pawn that they can afford to use as a way of showing that they are looking into it. But it won't be nobody big. Won't be no big wigs. I'm telling you that. What else? Mason like King James. What do we got here? Greetings, Puerto Rico losing restrictions on virus. Losing restrictions on virus. The world is yours. Puerto Rico, man, that's good to hear. The world is yours. Let me know what type of, how those restrictions are loosening up, because I definitely would love to make a trip to Puerto Rico before the end of this year if I could. All right, so let me keep moving right along. I want to hear from my California people. All right, so here's another thing I want to touch on: the wildfires. And so as soon as I typed in wildfire to Twitter, guess who popped up first? Kamala Harris. And look what she talks about. Horrifying images coming out of the Bay Area due to ongoing wildfires. Climate change is not some distant future. Okay, so here we go. Climate change. So, we clearly know what they're trying to do. So let me guess. You got the solution. They got the answers. They got the answers for how to solve climate change. Okay, it says there's no denying that it's here and it's banging on our doorsteps. Okay, so yeah, take advantage. No, never let a crisis go to waste. Or not. What I'm finding to be most intriguing is what exactly from a scientific viewpoint is going on with an orange sky. And I know that was yesterday, I believe. So is that it was the orange sky as well today? Let me know. And then we got President Obama once again talking about climate change. So okay, you guys see where this is going, right? Here we got Oregon wildfires with a somewhat of a yellow tint sky. And so up and down the coast, it looks like there's issues. And what are they blaming it on? Climate change. Oh, at the same time, Democrats unveil new agenda for economic recovery and climate action. Right on time, isn't it? So anyway, so what looks like has happened, the Green New Deal, which was the AOC, which AOC was used as the pawn to introduce it, I believe. And so I think in July of this year, Biden jumped on board with a $2 trillion plan to further the Green New Deal. And I guess it didn't get any traction. So here they have to revamp, the whole Green New Deal concept, which is basically a further way of taxing the hell out of us, expanding government, and further enslaving humanity through debt, and consolidating more power through regulation and rules and restrictions on, you not being able to no longer drive the type of car you have. You're going to be forced to drive an electric vehicle type of thing. All those type of, what you must do to save the planet type of ordeal. But anyway, real quick, I'll thumb through this. It says they plan to introduce a resolution in Congress today. So this was as of today. I know they spoke. I didn't get a chance to see what they're talking about, but here's the name of it. It's called Thrive. Democrats will commit today to a wide-range new progressive agenda that simultaneously tackles the pandemic recovery, climate change, and systemic injustice. And so it's called Thrive, which stands for Transform, Heal, Renew by Investing in Vibrant Energy. Once again, where the hell do they come up with these names? Oh, I don't know. I guess the people who wrote those bills, who passed it on to them, special interests, and it's probably the energy sector, more than likely. Big oil, big pharma, who knows? But anyway, I got a couple more articles. I won't stop ranting, man. Let me open up these phone lines because, as you guys know, when I get started, it's hard to stop. And for those who want to check in, you can comment on any of the topics I've just touched on briefly. The PPP fraud and how they using a guinea pig, NFL player as a guinea pig to highlight so-called investigation, or the wildfires. I want to hear from you guys, and got a couple more topics we can touch on, so feel free to let me know. All right, enough rant. Okay, phone lines are open, or I put the link in the chat. Click on that link there. Join me face to face, and you can share your 2 cents there. So in the meantime, let me make sure so Barlight Broker says they do have laser weapons. And so that is one thing that I believe is very possible, because speaking about the last blaze in California from the PGE situation, it was no doubt the way that those, houses were, like there was nothing left. There was nothing left in the plot of land. It was like the house was not even burnt down. It was like completely evaporated. It was evaporated. It was gone. So I wouldn't put it past some type of weapon of fire, some weapon of destruction of some kind, definitely. All right, here it says, S4 says, I recently saw a doc on caste system in India, and Kamala comes from the highest caste and was used and set up with the rich and poor. She will be lethal to the public. The Brahmins look down on her. Yeah, so that's another thing. So just to, and once again, not even having dived deeply into the whole political realm to even know much on people's background and history, other than to know if you made it to this point in your career of being chosen as VP, you done did something right as far as furthering and cooperating with those that try to orchestrate this whole ordeal, i.e. you've already sold out. You've already probably, committed your soul to the devil type of thing, and you're just going along for the ride for what it offers you in this life, because some of the things that people are doing is so evil that anybody who believes in an afterlife has to believe that they're not going to be, reaping some rewards based upon the things they allow to happen to humanity. But that's just my own situation here. Rowdy Yankee says PG&E is owned by the Rothschilds. So that I don't doubt. So the question is, at this point, and and this is probably something we'll never find out, but what do the Rothschilds not own? What does the Rockefellers not own? What does the Morgan family not own? And I'm talking about the orchestrators of the central banking model itself, this debt-based Ponzi scheme of a system. The primary shareholders of the too big to fail banks, which are also the shareholders of the Federal Reserve Bank. What do those families and entities not own at this point of the game? So when you make the currency and you are allowed to lend it to governments and be paid back interest for doing nothing, and then able to buy up real goods and services with that currency, you're bound to win in this realm anyway. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, since people are afraid to accept the truth about the war on them, no doubt, it says, "Gold evening from Japan, my brother. Crypto King, how you doing, my friend? How's things in Japan? What's going on? Politicians don't call for any other shots." No doubt. And so here's something interesting. So today, President Trump was in the state of Michigan and Freeland. And so I attempted to, and here's the thing, and somebody let me know how you feel about this, because I've had it up to here with, but just out of curiosity, I attempt to listen to a speech from Biden and Trump just to see if I can catch anything that slipped up, anything that, they weren't supposed to say, that they probably read off script, because, Trump is more likely to read off script than Biden is, because Biden can't go without a teleprompter for sure. And you see what happens when the teleprompters, I saw a tweet, I'm sure you might have saw this as well, but President Biden, or Vice President Biden, former Vice President Biden, was reading off a teleprompter, you can tell. And when he got done reading, he said, "and quote." Basically, and I just broke out laughing. So basically, he was re-quoting himself. It's supposed to be his speech. So anyway, it's funny. But then President Trump goes off the cuff talking about anything, saying the same thing, just making fun of Joe as if like he's put forth any real plans to make a difference. Anyway, hello, Carlos. Where are we calling from? Hello? Going once, going twice. Anybody there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother. I was trying to mute my TV.
Oh, no problem. How you doing? What's your name, my friend?
I'm doing well, Stephen. I mean, there's so many things I could say. I'm just gonna go off of what you just got through talking about.
All right, go ahead.
First of all, as far as I'm concerned, Republicans and Democrats are like Bloods and Crips. They both share the same colors.
Yeah.
I think as the average, human being, we wouldn't want like a working class type of person, a person that has a job and a family that we want to protect. We probably wouldn't want either a Blood or a Crip in our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, and let me get to this. You have to be a certain age to be a president, a minimum age. I think that we should have a maximum age as well, because your boy Biden is a little too old, and Donald Trump, he puts his shoe in his mouth, both shoes in his mouth, way too much. But I'm going to say this. If I had to vote for one of the two, I would vote for Trump, only because he gives Fauci pushback. But I do think that if he got out of line, we would see a John F. Kennedy situation, and I think he understands that. So we're being played.
Yeah.
Let me say something else to you. Tomorrow is 9/11.
Yeah.
I really do believe strictly they're doing this in our face. We got a situation. We need to take a look at banking tomorrow. We need to take a look at the dollar tomorrow, the stock market tomorrow. I think a lot of people are going to get a shift. I would dare say this. People on your network right now need to go to bed. Before they go to bed, they should ask the Lord God to speak to them in a dream, reveal to them what they should be seeking. Today I was out and about, and I was looking for 9mm brass. I'm looking for brass, not to be found.
Right.
It's off the shelves, not to be found. All I'm saying is this is going to come down to a situation like toilet paper.
Yeah.
People going to be looking for stuff, and they ain't going to be able to find it when they need it.
Right.
I've been preparing for a while, a couple of years now. I don't know why. I just felt compelled to do so. Now people need to understand that this is no game. We're living in the last days. Go to bed, ask the Lord for a dream.
Hey.
What you need to seek.
Yeah. Hey, man. I hear you, my friend. I appreciate that. Thanks for the insights, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, man, that's good stuff there. So, yeah. And I was, a variety of subjects within one, but definitely some good information. Seek the Lord. Seek ye first the kingdom. Yeah, man. Yeah. If now is not a good time to talk to the Lord, when will it ever be? You know what I'm saying? You got to deposit into your spiritual account, my friends. All right. So let me hear from you guys. Phone lines are open. Feel free to give me a call. Let's talk. And so when it comes to the left, right, Bloods and Crips, we're both a part of a system in a game that we would choose not to be a partaking in if we had a choice. And so it's one of them things like, damn, like, you damn if you do, you do it. You damn if you don't. No matter what, they're going to be making decisions on your behalf, regardless of what you truly, even the choices we've been given have been chosen for us. So, yeah, man, and that's at the point we're at now, man. I've never was one to say, because no man knows we can only determine based upon the season we're in. We can determine based upon certain clues given to us as to the time. But yet end times, as far as like the Lord coming back tomorrow or whenever type of things, which of course I know he called it didn't mean that, but it's one of the things where, that takes a little bit of the spiritual discernment to be able to put all that together, man. Yeah, so phone lines are open. Feel free to give me a call. Numbers below. And if I have any brave souls want to check in via video, feel free to do so face to face. I want to try to offer an opportunity for my those that are watching to join me. Let me grab this link here so you guys can join me and just simply ask a question or share a thought. We'd definitely love to connect via face to face. It's always good to be able to see exactly who I'm talking to, but it says vote for a blue clown. Don't even think about it. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hello? All right, going once, going twice. Anybody there? All right, give me a call back. So phone line should be good. And so I see people saying it's glitching. Bible code says, Mike, have you ever looked into the Bible code or the Codex Gigas? The Bible code, I don't think that doesn't ring a bell. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. What's going on, my man? What are your thoughts? What's in your mind tonight?
Well, just listening to the show and all the callers and everything, just mainly wanted to comment on not getting caught up in the divisiveness going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of feel like everything that's going on right now, I really feel like the energy of being isolated, not even just from coworkers, but even in just freedom of thought and speech.
Mm-hmm.
It's like now you're not even allowed to even, especially with the thing going on with the candidates right now for the presidential election. I mean, if you don't have an opinion that's along with everybody else's, or, it's like you can't even speak your mind right now.
Yeah.
So, the energy right now, really just feeling isolated, even, in your own mind, your own thought, being able to express ideas. And, it's like it's becoming a crime to just have a different opinion nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, very true, my man. Very true. So I was watching some article today. I think of the second lady, President Pence's wife, was talking about how depression, suicide, and like all the things that are at an all-time high given the circumstances. And so that plays right along into what you're saying. A lot of people, feeling disconnected from reality just because a lot of this is being forced upon us, where you lose the feeling of being able to have choice in your life. You know what I'm saying? So mental health is definitely something that's going to be definitely between now and the end of this year. However this stuff plays out, will be one of the top reasons why people have I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, but it feels like it's as the closer we get to this election, we're getting towards like a 0 point or something, because it feels like all these things that are just kind of boiling and all these tensions, we're just getting closer to that point. So, I just kind of look for things to, you want to be optimistic and be positive, but I just, at the rate this year going, and every month it's just something new. It's just like, man, I'm just
Yeah, we will find out, my man. But yeah, like the caller said before, for those that are believers or not, prayer is going to be your number one tool for now for wisdom, and then act accordingly. So, but definitely, the Lord will definitely guide us. I believe that, man. So I appreciate your call.
All right, thank you.
That'd be good. Yes, sir. Good stuff, man. I appreciate that call there. Feel free to give me a call. Phone lines are open or connected with me via video chat. So I see a lot of glitching in the matrix is going on. So for those that are just tuning in, talking about the PPP fraud and how they pulled out an athlete to be the mainstream media scapegoat. And it so happens that person was accused of having spent, $100,000 on a shopping spree in Gucci and trips and whatever. And so the people who took those same loans are probably put in the stock market, doubled, tripled, or quadrupled their funds, and probably spent the same amount on other things. So just man, it's funny, not a funny story, but an interesting story how they chose to highlight that. Hello, caller. Where are you calling from? Let me see if I got somebody here. Let me see here. Do I think I might. Give me one. Oh, I had somebody. Give me a call back. I'll get you on here. Apologize for that. Must have had you and lost you. All right. So what else is going on? Let's talk. Masterpiece say athlete. Athlete. Then why all things hangings? All right. Here we go. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hello?
Yeah, this is Crypto King calling from Japan.
Crypto King from Japan. I'm doing good, my friend. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's 9/11 out here, brother. Beautiful weather. I took the day off. But did you all see the snake oil salesman's daughter saying she's going to take the vaccine live on The View?
No, I did not.
Yeah, there's an article up on RT.com that's saying that Ivanka will take the vaccine live on The View. If that's not someone that's going to profiteer off of this scamdemic, I don't know what do you think?
So yeah, without even knowing anything about that, believe me, what Ivanka will be putting in her body is nowhere near what they actually have for the rest of society. She probably putting a water placebo in her arm, that's for sure. So yeah. I would not even. So just the fact, if you like, yeah, just the fact that even comes out of her mouth and the mainstream media runs with that, yeah, that lets me know that something ain't right. I trust it even less now that you got to use a president's daughter / celebrity to try to use that as a ploy to get more people to say, yeah, okay, she took it, so now I'll take it. Get the hell out of here. But anybay, yeah, that's a go. I put it on the screen right here. It says Ivanka Trump says, go ahead.
With it being the 19th anniversary, everybody needs to go out and watch War by Deception by Ryan Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he has a 5-hour documentary called Empire Unmasked.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to rent that one, but from his website. But I mean, if you want the truth, he is one of the best on anything about 9/11, especially Epstein as well.
Yeah. Well, do me a favor. Once we get down to the call, take those. If you got some links or whatever, drop them in the chat, and I'll make sure people are able to click on them and whatnot, and then way to share with the community.
All right,
well, man, appreciate you.
One and keep doing what you do. Keep getting that silver up, and God bless.
Yeah, same to you, my friend. Be good. Yeah, man, it's good to hear from RTD community member over in Japan. He says 9 a.m. in the morning over there. Excuse me. So here's the article he was talking about. Once again, another interesting subject I heard nothing about. But once again, does that make you feel more comfortable that the president's daughter will be the first one, according to whatever? So yeah, come on now, man. Don't be stupid now. But yeah, they think, or not that they think people are stupid. Majority of people are like, oh, celebrities are taking it. I'm gonna take one too. Hello, Carlos. Where are you calling from?
Mike, it's Barlight Broker from the internet.
Barlight Broker from the internet. How you doing, my friend? What's on your mind tonight?
I'm pretty good. Wanted to fill some people in on what really happened with 9/11 really quick.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Go ahead, my friend.
It was a double cross job.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Daddy Bush and Saddam were good buddies. They extorted a bunch of money out of Kuwait. Then they double crossed Saddam, stole all his gold and oil, and ran the prices up to the hilt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so once again, sadly enough, a majority of people's it's no longer in a lot of people's memory banks, and people consider it just a natural occurrence from people inside caves, and it's in our past now. And the war against terror has dialed back now, so I haven't heard nothing about terrorists in quite some time now. And so now we're on to the confirmed cases. The cases is the new issue. We're fighting cases.
Yeah. I don't think they ever did catch one, quote, of these terrorists.
Yeah.
But we're in some deep trouble now. They basically scrubbed every good 9/11 video off of YouTube.
Yeah.
But if you ever show anybody some of the evidence, like the Building 7 evidence and things like that, man, 90% of people have never even seen that, and they're dumbfounded when you show it to them.
Yeah. And then it's one of the things where, because it happened so long ago, most people will say they could say they don't trust the government, they don't trust this, whatever. But then as soon as that leaves their vision, they go on and they forget all about it. So not many people actually use that as an awakening moment to dive deeper and to find out more, to really open up their eyes. Yeah.
It's a hard pill to swallow, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really is.
It is.
If your neighbor was shooting at you, you wouldn't keep giving him ammunition every week. You know?
Very true. Oh man. So I
just wanted to run that through everybody's mind real quick. I really didn't have much else to say, but
I appreciate
have a good
you, man.
night. Get some more callers in, Mike.
For sure.
Thanks.
Appreciate you, my man. Have a good night.
All right, bye.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We have unfortunately that was a turning point in American history, to where from that time frame, that's when the Patriot Act and all the things that came from that, the surveillance state took birth. It became something that we've been faced against for quite some time now. And for those that may not be paying attention, even just recently, there's been more information coming out about the whole surveillance and tapping cell phones and storing data and stuff like that has been considered to be illegal by the Supreme Court or some court. So Edward Snowden was tweeting about it the other day. So once again, okay, crime committed, but once again, when crimes are committed, nobody actually pays for it. So I don't really expect much from that to happen. But it is what it is, man. We got to keep moving and do the best we can and put the Lord first, man, and just put our trust in Him. I've been really, really focusing on my scripture lately, trying to get my spiritual account up a little bit, and just focusing on a lot of keywords that stick out to me, such as trust and more importantly, faith. Because right now, whether no matter where you're at, your faith is being challenged in some capacity right now. And so we are at a point where the Lord is definitely going to get the glory regardless of what's going on. So, but I can turn it to a whole church sermon if I let it. So definitely we're going to have one of these days. Missing a couple calls, feel free to give me a call and we can chit chat some more. It says, man, there's so much missing from the internet compared to 10 years ago. All right, we got somebody checking in with us real quick via video. All right, Mr. Wealthy Man, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well.
I appreciate you for joining me via the face-to-face. We got a quick thought or quick question you want to share with us? Where are you checking in from? Yep, go ahead.
Yes, South Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay, my man. I appreciate you tuning in. What's on your mind tonight, my friend? You got a thought or a comment or what you got? What you want to talk about tonight?
Just want to talk about the PPP. I was offered $68,500, and basically I basically rejected it. Is the bottom line.
Yeah,
I'm getting a lot of delay. So, but basically the bottom line is that I was offered $68,500. And I didn't really know whether or not to take it or not, but I decided not to take it simply because I just didn't. There was a lot of fine print, and I just didn't trust it, basically.
Yeah. Now I think did you? I think because somebody in the community called in a while back saying, "Hey, I got a chance to get some the PPP loan. Should I do it? Yes or no?" And I'm like, "Man, you better be careful with that because you don't know what you got to sign off on." So I assume that was. It turned out to be something that you didn't regret doing or not having done. Say again.
Right, I didn't do it. As a matter of fact, they kept responding to me by email, asking me, "Hey, get this loan, get this loan," and I kept ignoring them. Then I finally just said, I don't want to do it. But I guess I just wanted to just kind of get on here on the video because I guess you wanted a bold soul, so I decided, But I did have a thought that I wanted to bring across your mind, maybe to your viewers also.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much what's going on in the world; it's in you.
Mm-hmm. Within. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Give me some more on that one.
So basically, and what I'm getting at with that, there's a lot going on with inside the world, and you put out a plethora of information. But I think even no matter who you listen to, you really have to kind of back up and back off for a while and just take some time, because if you really don't, your mind is going to go in all many different directions.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot going on in the world, but what I want to focus on and encourage people to do is focus more on what's going on within you, because everything is how you look at it and how you interpret it. I hear a lot of people calling you and asking you for your opinion on this and that, which is fine, but you have a unique situation to Mike, and every person has a unique situation to themselves. So just wanted to just encourage you to just focus on what's going on with inside you and how you interpret things and how you look at things, as opposed to what other people think. Right. That's all I want to say.
That's good points, man. Hey, Wealthy man, I appreciate you for checking in face to face with me, my friend. Thank you for doing so.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Be good, buddy. Man, that was a good one right there, man. So that's definitely something to consider there. Yeah. So like, and first thing came to mind when he mentioned that is just sensory overload. Like there is definitely a such thing where we can take in too much data from multiple sources, and it not necessarily be positive to where it literally it drains you. It steals from you it steals from you your hope, your joy, your peace, and everything in between. So, man, that is some good stuff there. I see some stuff here that don't belong out here in the chat. Let me see some spam stuff in the chat real quick. Let me try to. All right, I don't know where to say. Anyway, okay, so I'm missing a lot of phone calls. Give me a call. Let's chat. Want to hear from you or see you. I appreciate that gentleman calling in and sharing what was on his mind. And that's definitely something to consider there. Being a little bit more cautious with the data we allow into our sensories. All right, here we got a call here. Hello, caller. Which name are we calling from?
Yeah, Steve from California.
Steve from California. What's going on with your skies out there, Steve? What's going on, man?
What you see on the news is what it is.
Really?
Yeah, there's basically no blue skies out here right now, and under no circumstances would I ever believe that all of these fires just started miraculously. I firmly believe some of them were set. No doubt in my mind, it's just too many.
Yeah.
But that's just one of the things. Oh, but back to I heard somebody talking about Trump and Biden earlier. And I'm an African American male, and I'm voting for Trump, and I'm voting for him for one reason only, not because I like either one of them. Trump's anti-New World Order. He told the UN to go kick rocks. He told the World Health Organization to go kick rocks. And also, given I live in California, a lot of people know about it out here, but a lot of people don't. Trump stopped the sale. California was going to be stupid enough to sell the Long Beach port to China, and Trump stepped in and said, "No, you're not going to do that." So this is why I vote for Trump. No other reason other than he's anti-New World Order, and he's pushing back against the powers that be. So that part is what I appreciate about him.
Yeah.
Now, whether he's out grabbing women's vaginas and all the rest of that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let God deal with him on that.
Yeah.
But if he's anti-New World Order, he gets my vote just right there alone. So hey, and another thing that's going on in California too, I'm not sure if the nation knows about it. California's been trying to break away from the U.S. for years now. If you look up Cal Exit,
Mm-hmm.
They've actually opened up an embassy in Russia.
Really?
So if you just Google Cal Exit,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll pop up right there. Most people don't know that. Which basically, since they opened up a embassy in another country, basically in theory, that would give the UN power to come in, and basically help California succeed from the U.S.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I heard of it, but not able to pay attention to it all. But it's good. So I got an article here talking about Democrats for secession. So what about if Biden endorses Cal Exit? So yeah.
yeah. So if it's sitting there, hey, and one other thing too, before I let you go, and you guys can comment. You remember how we used to grow up? You know, you're sitting around your family, and your mom and dad are telling you, "Hey, boy, people are starving all over the world. You know, clean your plate. Clean your plate."
Yeah.
China has a campaign now. It's called the Clean Plate Initiative or Program.
Really?
And basically, if you just Google Clean Plate, China's Clean Plate Initiative or something, it pops up. Basically, if you're out at a restaurant, you and your family, let's say for the sake of it, there's 5 of you.
Yeah.
China wants you to only order for 4 people and make do with it, and don't even think about taking a doggy bag home with you. You know, in case you want to take the bones or something home to your dog Sparky, or else they'll tell the citizens to start turning you in, sort of like the math Nazis that run around here in the U.S. now.
Hey.
But
yeah. So I pulled up on Twitter here, and it says, you know, the China's Clean Plate Initiative is making its way to the West Coast, and so talking about some restaurants or some situation in your neck of the woods where they're talking about, you know, clean your plate. So, oh man, I know nothing about that. So
they'll cart in China. They'll cart you off to jail.
That's a dang shame.
I mean, that's just crazy. But anyway,
hey,
I thought that was kind of funny, but then again, it wasn't funny once I thought about it.
Yeah. Hey man, I appreciate you calling, my friend. Thanks for the insights.
Take care now.
Yeah, be good.
Take care.
Oh man, good stuff, man. So once again, a lot of information that you don't get a chance to hear from the mainstream media. King D, I appreciate the love offer to the channel, my friend. Says, what were you doing on 9/11? And so 9/11, referring to 9/11 back in 2001. What was I doing? 9/11, 2001. Okay. So of course, can't forget that. I was heading to class. I was heading to class and got to the class and found out it was canceled. And I was wondering why. And I looked on the screen right outside in the hallway and I saw New York Trade Center. I'm like, what the heck? So I sat down right there for the remainder, next 2 or 3 hours and just watching the screen, not knowing what was going on, terrified. And the first thing that came to my mind, we going to war. I'm like, like I'm thinking like the draft, they're going to be doing. So I remember quite well what I was doing. So that was what I was doing on 9/11 back in 2001. So appreciate that love offer from my friend. Question is, what were you guys doing? Everybody, if you're around, everybody has to remember, kind of, sort of. What else we got? Dexter said, "Hi, Mike. I was watching Jim Willie on Silver Doctors. What did I miss?" Well, a variety of things. A lot of insights here, back and forth, talking about the PPP fraud, as well as the wildfires and how it's a deliberate attempt by those that want to push the climate change agenda. And along with the climate change agenda, the Democrats Party looks like they're rolling out. What is it called? They're rolling out Thrive. Says Democrats unveil new agenda for economic recovery and climate action. So we got Kamala Harris and Obama today tweeting about climate change is a real issue. Just look at the West Coast. And so we have their solution. It's called Agenda Thrive, which stands for Transform, Heal, and Renew by Investing in Vibrant Economy. So once again, they have a solution for every problem, it looks like. And all that right there means more debt. It means more borrowing. It means, well, it's not even borrowing no more because you can't pay it back, but basically continuation of what we've already had. So that deal in and of itself, if it was to get traction, you better believe if Biden wins, Thrive will be enacted in January or February of next year. And you better believe the debt ceiling will be at 30 trillion by the end of, probably by spring of next year, we're going to be at 30 trillion more than likely. So if not sooner, barring any type of event. And so we'll about to get ready to wind back, but I wanted to put out there, I got all types of articles I didn't even get to, but do the best I can. So tomorrow's 9/11. I'm curious to find out via chat, or feel free to connect with me via video if we got any other brave souls that want to share their 2 cents. Here's the link to connect with me face to face if you guys want. Tomorrow's 9/11. And I remember last month talking about what should we expect? What do you guys anticipate in September? So far this week, within the last week, there's been a lot of tremors in the equities markets. So could tomorrow be a bigger sell-off? I.e., some type of announcement. It looks like the left and right have not been able to come to terms on how much stimulus they want to inject. It's not even stimulus. How much funny currency they want to create to try to patch up these things, and they're making it appear to be like they can't agree whether it's 3 or 2 or 1 trillion. And so, what do you guys think is going on tomorrow, my friends? And so Runner 500 says already 9/11 where I'm at. So here on the East Coast, where I would say not most, but it matters most on the East Coast, primarily when it comes to Wall Street as well as DC, when things open up in the morning, 9/11. So that's what I think. We can anticipate some type of the reaction to whatever does happen, if anything happens. God willing, it doesn't, but it will be reflecting on the equities markets more than likely, and could be some type of emergency meeting where Jerome Powell comes out and says we have to, create more funny money. So says Kendi says my friend predicted 30 trillion by Halloween before COVID even hit. Okay, so yeah, we about 2.5 trillion. Let me see, we about 2.5 trillion from that. So never say never. When you're living in a world of a so-called controlled demolition, anything is possible. What else we got here? So Vince Grant, I see the love offering. I will definitely get on that after I talk about this. So we had 26.74482768. I'm sorry, 7. Oh, I'm sorry, 8. So yeah, so yeah, it's this is what we had. So 30 trillion is possible. Never sleep on that. It is definitely possible. All right, so let me get to Mr. Vince Grant. Let me pull up my Bible. Let me pull up the Bible, and then I can definitely get with you on. Let me grab this here, and I can get with you here. Let me see here. All right, let me pop this up here. Hosea 4:6. Let me see what pops up here. All righty, so Mr. Vince Grant, appreciate the love offering as always, my friend, for being a blessing. Here we have here. Hosea 4:6, it says, my people, this is the New King James Version, says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I will also reject you from being priests for me. Because you have forgotten the law of your God, I also will forget your children. Yeah, my people are destroyed, or my people perish for a lack of knowledge. So yeah, that's definitely a big problem, a lack of knowledge, because I imagine that those that have orchestrated this current paradigm we're in, they've realized what's the best way to get to people, and it happens to be from a very young age, at infants. Basically, as soon as you start formal education, we are all indoctrinated and given a watered down, doctored, and tailored employee mindset style education that takes away critical thinking and just thinking in general. Like we're not taught how to think, what to think, or how to, other than take orders, unfortunately. So that is definitely a primary cause for a lack of knowledge, because people go looking for answers in all the wrong places and come up with nothing. Yeah, interesting. So we'll take this last call, then we're going to dial back. Missed a couple calls, looks like. But hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Mike, this is Steven. Hey, listen, man, I just had to call back because that scripture, that whoever that was that put that in that chat,
yeah,
I sent that very same scripture. I didn't send anything but Hosea 4:6.
When today?
In a text message today.
Okay.
In a text message, I sent that to about 10 of my contacts. It was a scripture that was impressed upon me today, and this morning I sent that. So I'm just saying that's a confirmation to me. So all I'm saying is, hey,
yeah,
in the last days, he said, your young men will dream dreams. People need to just be aware.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, that's no coincidences this way, my friend. So that's definitely something that the Lord's trying to get across to us.
Ain't no accidents with the Lord.
Exactly. I agree.
God.
All right, my man. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in again.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, man, that is real. That is a real deal there. No coincidences in Christ. That's for sure. Everything is by design. So people, Hosea 4:6, a lack of knowledge. That's a good way to improve your knowledge is to ask for wisdom and then get into the word itself. And so, yeah, it says, for all the people murdered by the U.S. government on 9/11, God bless us all. God bless you, Mike. My man, I appreciate that, Barlight Broker, as well as the call and that super chat. Being a blessing to the channel, my friends. I appreciate you. All right, people. We are about to dial back. As always, it is great to connect on this Thursday evening. And so for those that came in late, I wanted to try to shift the topics into your guys' hands. And so I actually put up something on the I put up this little billboard here on the community page. So if you just go to the community where I post all the blogs or whatever as well, I just put out there, what do you guys, topics you guys want to talk about? And so a lot of people touched on things here. And we got to maybe 2 or 3 of them, but a lot of people got to it late. So I wasn't able to pull out exactly what we're going to talk about and do some research on and grab some articles or whatever. So I'm going to try to have that little advertisement up earlier so people check the community page and put your thoughts down there, and we can grab some of them, talk about them more, and give you guys a little something to contribute news-wise, because everybody brings something valuable to the table. So I appreciate everybody who called in and shared insights on what's going on around the country, around the world. So it's always good to be able to connect with you guys. And then always want to leave you guys with some last thoughts. Any information you guys want from the channel, feel free to read down below. All the information is free. Got another project I'm working on that I'm excited for, and it's going to be out. It's going to be another way to help people further separate themselves out of this monetary paradigm. So excited for that. And other than that, people, it has been great. And if you want to be a blessing to the channel, consider becoming a Patreon. And that's another way of helping me out here behind the scenes. And then I'll leave you guys with this, and I will see you. I'll try to do a video tomorrow if I can. Other than that, be blessed. Peace. Hey there, sorry for this interruption, but I wanted to bring something to your attention. If you've been enjoying this live stream, why don't you partner with me and be a support to the channel via Patreon membership for just a minimum of $5 a month. All you have to do is scroll down beneath this video here, click the Patreon link, then consider donating as little as $5 a month towards the channel. A little bit of crumbs can go a long way, and I appreciate your support. Now, let's get back to this live stream.